This is going to be the most effective cut that I've ever run, going from 230 pounds to 190 pounds in about 2 months. So the goal is to get to 190 pounds by May 15th. There's also other goals associated with this Mayday series. This is episode 1 of Mayday. Kind of on my warm-up of coming back on the channel since the NASM study guide videos, and I will be putting out more of those later, but today we're focusing on Mayday. So first off, what are the workouts going to look like? They're going to be absurdly simple, involving movements everyone knows, 4 sets of 10, very simple. And I think how simple my programming and diet is going to be really surprising how effective the methods are, considering workout number 1 is just bench press, 4 sets of 10, lateral raises, 4 sets of 10, overhead press, 4 sets of 10, lateral raises, 4 sets of 10. So this is my favorite workout. Very bro, all upper body, but this is gonna be a very common workout. I might do this workout five times a week. But what isn't common about this workout, what isn't necessarily average about it, is that since the frequency will be high and my overall volume is going to be high, a lot of this upper body movement isn't necessarily strength, moving bigger weight, hitting new metrics. It is more focused on technique, really developing that mind-muscle connection. It's more about focusing on what you're trying to work instead of just moving more bigger weights. But eventually, what I've noticed, if I do this method, I do end up using bigger weights. So it starts out with it's not really low intensity, but it is a much lower weight, and just to failure whatever exercise I'm doing. So I'll often do a band work, lateral raises till failure. And when I say 4 sets of 10, guys, you know I don't really count that well, so it's whatever, whenever I give out. So that also could be the reason why it is very effective for me, is that I lose count and then I just go to failure. But regardless, very simple workout, 4 exercises. And I'm also implementing a full leg workout that's going to be really simple like that can be done at home, and I'm developing the docs for it, the Google form for it, so you can follow along at home on your phone, whatever. I'll be posting on my Instagram stories, you can check it out, Radthad Fit, and that's kind of the hub of where I'm going to be giving my updates on this, in terms of like links and stuff, but also in this video I'll include links to the website that'll have the Google Forms listed under the Mayday section of my website. And please check out the merch if you see it. If you like any of the designs or anything like that, check that out as well. But that's it for now. This video is just to serve a little introduction into Mayday, the video series.
Mayday Episode 2, Leg Day and Dieting Tips. Thank you guys so much for watching and checking out this series.
So keep in mind, these are the workouts that I'm giving you in episode 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the first few episodes is going to be focused on easy movements that are easy to learn, easy to progress in, and easy to kind of master. So it's much more technique focused on just learning a skill and mastering it, more than constantly getting new PRs and moving more weight, more bigger weight. It's a lot of what I said in my previous episode about my upper body routine. Less focused on hitting new PRs and more just learning the skill of doing each movement and sticking out lower weight, but one where you can really concentrate on the mind-muscle connection and just making sure you are activating the correct muscles, because it's very easy for overcompensation and just muscles that shouldn't be involved in a movement to get involved. So starting with number 1 of my leg day routine, goblet squats. Good, simple workout. This should be easy. This routine should be pretty easy to do at home if you got some dumbbells. Goblet squats are one of my favorite leg movements. For whatever reason, the barbell squat gives me back pain, but the goblet squat, no pain, easy to do. And I think that's true for most people. If they have pain on a barbell squat, a goblet squat is going to feel much better and much safer. And generally I do this 4 sets of 10. That's generally what I do for the goblet squat. And number 2 exercise is lunges. Lunges, because there's a little bit more chance of, I don't want to say there's a higher chance of injury with this movement, but I have gotten hurt more often doing lunges than I have goblet squats. So for this one, again, this will be the same technique or the loading as the upper body. Technique focused, make sure you're stretching, making sure you're maximizing your way through the range of motion. And then for exercise number 3, Romanian deadlifts. This one is a new movement to me, so my form may be off. Still working on kind of how to master this specific movement, but it is one I highly recommend if you're training legs, especially at home. You can do it with dumbbells, you can do it with barbells, you can do it with resistance bands, even to a lesser effect. And lastly, for the leg routine, we have squat jumps. This one, again, new movement to me, kind of still figuring out the form, how it's supposed to feel and everything, but been implementing it into my routine. Really messes up my legs in the best way possible, and highly recommend you check them out next time you're doing a leg day. And this Google form that I'm referencing throughout the video is also going to be in the description, my Mayday page of my website that you should check out if you want the full program once it's released. Again, we're going week by week, starting with the upper body, going into the legs, and then going more in depth in the diet, and going into more power and strength phases of the program later on. But check that out if you want the most recent updates. Figuring out what to pick at the grocery store is one problem, but getting the motivation to actually eat the things that you're getting and stick to your diet plan, whatever model that you have, is completely another thing. To me, it's a lot more challenging to keep yourself focused and committed to a diet plan. Ooh, my hair is like a helmet. Jeez Louise. So this is what I've been through a lot of cuts throughout my life, and a lot of successful ones, and I've learned a lot on how to cut weight effectively. The most important factor is it's got to be in your routine, it's got to be a habit, it's got to be in your Google Calendar. You got to figure out how it's going to actually get implemented. All these lists, all these programs, all these grocery lists, you know, everything you can plan, it's pretty useless if when you sit down and eat, you're just eating ramen. So what I recommend in terms of trying it is, actually sticking to a diet plan, is you really either gotta be really fed up with your current state to get the motivation to actually stick to the regimen, or I mean, if you're a really disciplined person, you can look at the plan and schedule it in, like I said, to your Google Calendar. Not take the bad options with you to work, so you can't, you know, go to McDonald's, get a McDouble during your lunch break. Just really make it challenging for you to not adhere to your diet. So that's number one, design for laziness. Really make sure that you are planning on yourself trying to wiggle out, like take out the wiggle room for yourself. But for me, the most important factor is probably just the most important factor when trying to lose weight is your diet, and the most important factor in my diet when trying to lose weight is including high micronutrient dense foods. In this video, we're going to be breaking down what that even means, what are examples of high micronutrient dense foods, and let's get into it. Thank you guys for watching. What are micronutrient dense foods? I'm actually going to outsource this definition from Dynamic Sports Training. Nutrient density refers to the concentration of micronutrients, mainly vitamins and minerals, but the term micronutrient also encompasses phytochemicals, essential fatty acids, and essential amino acids per calorie of food. So this is essentially referring to the ratio of calories to how many micronutrients are in the food. Now that we got that definition out of the way, we can go to my first food group that I recommend, which is vegetables, and why I recommend them, more importantly, not just the generic eat your vegetables, but why you should eat them as well. Number one reason why I recommend veggies is because they're very beneficial for weight loss. Veggies are low in calories, but super high in fiber. Fiber tends to fill you up. And other than the fact that it fills you up, it also normalizes bowel movements, helps maintain bowel health, lowers cholesterol levels, helps you control blood sugar levels, aids in achieving a healthy weight, and helps you live longer. After hearing all those benefits of fiber and micronutrient-dense foods, here are some good examples of micronutrient-dense foods. And this is breaking down a larger category of leafy greens. So good examples of leafy greens are arugula, bok choy, collard greens, kale, and spinach. There's other ones listed, you can take a look, but those are the ones that I eat. The other ones I do not recommend. And more on why you should consume leafy greens. Leafy greens are packed with vitamin A, C, K, folate, iron, calcium, and magnesium. A lot of bang for your buck with leafy greens. Well, all that's great, but what are all those vitamins actually for? What are you just taking them because they're vitamins? No, let's get into the actual benefits of vitamin A, C, and K. This is just what I found on Google. Vitamin K helps make various proteins that are needed for your blood. And then vitamin C is an antioxidant that helps protect cells against the effects of free radicals. And then vitamin A is important for normal vision, immune system, reproduction, growth, and development. So all of these are, very important to the function of your body. And the alternative is foods that are low in this. So I'm not just talking about McDonald's, and, the alternative isn't just a Big Mac. It's a lot of those foods with a lot of preservatives that are pre-prepared. You may be thinking you're eating healthy when you're eating out, but you never know how much fat is added on. The ratio of spinach to croutons, the fried chicken in your salad, it isn't ideal for maximizing micronutrient density. That's why a lot of what I would recommend getting these foods that I'm saying in this video and then preparing them yourself so you can have more control over what's going into your recipe. And the next category of food that I recommend that are high in terms of micronutrient density is fruit. And let's get real for a second. Fruit are the fun ones to consume. They are not quite as good as vegetables tend to be, but because they're so tasty, because they're so delicious and versatile, it's a lot easier to incorporate them into your diet, especially in the way that I do it, which is in smoothie form. A lot of berries have a lot of essential vitamins, nutrients that you should be consuming, and making a fruit smoothie is just a really way to implement a lot of those key nutrients into your diet. And other benefits of fruit, as we talked about, vitamin C helps protect against free radicals because it is an antioxidant. A lot of fruits contain vitamin C, thus are have antioxidant properties. They're low in calories, good ratio of calories to micronutrient density. They tend to be high in fiber, rich in vitamins, and just overall, they're the GOAT. And now we're moving over to a macronutrient, that is protein. And what foods that are high in protein have a good micronutrient density? I'll start off with chicken, which may not be the best example, but it will be the one that I will be mostly consuming on this cut. Before we continue to why I love chicken and why it's such a good source of protein, let's actually address the question, why is protein so important, especially when you're lifting weights and trying to develop a good physique? I'm outsourcing my reason or the explanation from medlineplus.gov. And they say every cell in the human body contains protein. The basic structure of protein is a chain of amino acids. You need protein in your diet to help your body repair cells and make new ones. Protein is also important for growth and development in children, teens, and pregnant women. And specifically, why chicken is awesome. It's a good source of vitamin B, zinc, iron, and copper. And it is also rich in protein, and if you get chicken breast, the ratio of protein to fat is very, very solid. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is episode 4 of Mayday, as I've said, I think a couple times now. I really appreciate everyone who watches. Consider giving this video a like, checking out my Instagram, Radthad. I'll also leave a link to my merch, Natty Lifting Gear, in the description. I hope you enjoyed. If there's anything I left out, please leave in the comments. Let me know what I should include in future episodes. And that's it for now. Radthad signing out. Welcome to Mayday episode 4, guys. This is the flexibility episode. So this is just my dynamic stretches. These are kind of what I tend to do just before a big workout like a PR day, which my PR video is coming up next week, how to prep for a PR, how to know when you should stop escalating in weight and all that. But going to today's video is kind of the prep for a PR day, the warm-up routine that I do. And these are going to be dynamic movements, dynamic stretches. I do have a static and self-myofascial release section, but today we're just going to go into the dynamic stretches that I do to warm up, especially around a PR day. And we're going to start out with shoulder rolls. Very important to get the shoulders nice and loose so you're not bench pressing with tight shoulders. It's a good movement to implement. And moving right into arm circles. Arm circles, again, they look kind of stupid. I remember doing them in middle school gym class, but I do feel like they do this kind of same thing. Loosen up that shoulder joint and make sure that it moves properly. Then going into chest flies, obviously loosen up the chest, get it just moving. Get the chest a little pre-contraction with no weight, just, you know, really focusing on opening up the chest as much as you can. And then going into the next workout, stretch, which is elbows to knees squat, which just means, you know, push your knees out with your elbows, which will help kind of open up the hips. And then right after elbows to knees, we go to calf raises, tiptoes. It's the same movement as the calf raise, obviously not weight loaded, but I usually feel a good stretch or relief in my ankles and my feet. And then this is less of actually not a dynamic stretch really, other than you're switching sides. I do tend to hold for 10 seconds, switch sides, just because, I don't know, feels best for me. But again, you feel out what timing works best for you. For me, I tend to switch sides every 10 seconds and hold the stretch for about 30 seconds at a time, or 40 seconds at a time. So 10 seconds left side, 10 seconds right side, 10 seconds left side, 10 seconds right side, one set. And then for all these movements, if I'm feeling super tight, I'll do about 2 sets of 30 seconds for each movement. And so these aren't rep based, they're all time based. So if I'm feeling really tight, it's between 2 to 4 sets. Again, super tight, I'll do 2 to 4 sets of each one of these movements. And then if I'm feeling, you know, pretty good, but just needing a little warm up, then I'll be doing usually just one to 2 sets of each movement. But sorry guys, this is an extra short video, just 3 minutes. But please stick around for next week where we will be doing PR testing. Hopefully the shoulder's better by then. Again, this is why the shoulder warming up is so important, because you know, it's just really easy to just get something out of place if you're not properly warming up. So this is just what I do. If you like it, try it out. Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments, and please come back next week for episode 5. Yep, 5. All right, guys.